Jai Gurudev. Narada Bhakti Sutra 8 means to awakening the divinity within. That means the divinity is sleeping. Somewhere deep within you, divinity is sleeping. It doesn't matter whether you are a sinner, a horrible person if you think so about yourself, an extremely negative, angry person, or an angel. The divinity is right within you, within all of us. All these external labels of angry, horrible, negative, bad person or good person that we have put is only for this body-mind complex that I am not. Since Narada Bhakti Sutras 1, from the first week itself, we have been talking about the process of Nama. Mind going out into the world is Mana, and the reversal of this mind is Nama. Until the time you are lost in this five senses, yes, in the world of five senses, and in the world of people, situations and things, you are in Mana, mind. The reversal of this mind, when you withdraw from this world of five senses of people, situations and things and go within, this journey of going within is called Nama. Yeah? The journey of no mind. How does this journey happen? Yes. And what is this journey really about? This journey of Nama is about waking up the divinity which is within us. It is lying asleep. Why? Because of us. We have given importance to negativity. We have given importance to the world of five senses. I'm not saying that this world of five senses is bad or should not be there. No. But we have tilted over only onto one side. That is what is the cause of the problem. We have to bring a balance. We have to be in this world of five senses, but still centered within ourselves. Yeah? We should not lose the balance and completely get lost in this world of five senses. When we completely get lost in this world of five senses, then we experience pain. Even in your so-called pleasure of money, sex, relationships, name, fame, there is pain. The tax is pain. Every pleasure comes with a pain. Yes. So how to get rid of that pain and just experience pure love? The process is Nama, reversal of the mind. And this process involves waking up the divinity within. Yeah. So we will look at this with more visual graphics that will help us understand a little bit. Yeah. Our mind is always lost in the external sense objects. These sense objects belong to the senses. Yes, I see something and I am lost in it. Yes, so my senses are a big problem, a big culprit. Beyond the senses is the mind. Yes, so what am I supposed to do? I just take a step back from the sense objects and observe the senses. And then from the senses, take a step back and observe what the mind is saying. Do it right now. You are watching me speak. Yeah? Right now, I am your sense object. Take your attention from this sense object called Ekta to the sense of sight that is watching Ekta. Squeeze your eyes. That is your sense of sight. And take your attention to your ears. That is your sense of sound that is listening to my voice. Are you aware of your senses now? Sense of sound and sense of sight. Now take your attention one more step backwards towards the mind that is absorbing the information through the sense of sight and through the sense of sound. Observe if the mind is saying something. Are you observing your mind now? Now, from the mind, take one more step back towards the intellect that is dissecting this information and saying yes, no, yes, no. And take now one more step back and observe the ego. The ego says, yes, yes, I know. No, no, I don't agree with this. This I is the ego. Yes. It is said that this ego is 1000 times smaller than an atom. Yes. Are you observing the ego saying, oh, I didn't know this? Really? Are you sure? Yes. Keep observing the ego. Beyond the ego is the self. Yes. And this self has various layers. And the layer is called Mahad. Now just stay established in that Mahad, where you experience complete silence, complete nothingness. You can still observe the chitter chatter of the mind. You can still observe the ego saying I this and I that. You can still observe the intellect dissecting some information. You can still observe some pain in the body, some discomfort in the body. Being established here is a quality of the very strong and courageous spiritual seekers. The mind will immediately push you out of here and you will again come back into the body or the intellect and start cribbing about this and chitter chatter about that. Hasn't that started happening again? Yes. Being able to sustain yourself from the sense objects, the senses, the mind, the intellect, the ego, and being established in the Mahad is a quality of the Dhiraha, the strong one. Yes. Such a strong one that remains established in Mahad is called Mahatma. Such a person does not get swayed by good and bad, happy and sad, pleasant and pain. He is equanimous in whatever the situation may be. This process of going within and being established in the Mahad is called Namaha. Yeah. That is where God is sleeping. Yes. There's a very beautiful story where God gets really tired of people praying and running to Him in sorrow, in difficulties, in discomfort, in pain. So God says, oh, what do I do? All the people just come to me and crib. Yes. Nobody comes to me in gratitude or in happiness. What should I do? He asks Narada. Yes, so Narada tells God, oh, I know one place where none of these humans, creatures, jeev, jantu will go and look for you. You go and hide there. So God asks, where should I hide? Then Narada says, oh, inside the heart of men and women. That is one place they will not look. Yes, because the senses are outward. They are only interested in the external world. Yes. So since that time, God is hiding here. And the one who can go within and just establish in that Mahad, in that peace, can find a love that is devoid of pain. And God goes inside and He goes to sleep there because nobody is bothering Him there. Yeah? Our job is to go within and awaken that God. Yes? And the process of going within itself is waking up that sleeping God within you, that sleeping divinity within you. That brings us to the first sutra. Mukhyat astu. The most prominent ways or techniques to come and be established in a love which is devoid of pain. What is the most prominent technique? Mukhyat astu. The most prominent technique is Mahad Kripa Eva. It can be obtained, or the most important method to obtain a love without pain is the Kripa of Mahad. This Mahad that I explained to you, the grace of that Mahad Tattva, Mahad principle. And what is the grace? You being able to sustain yourself there and not getting lost in the objects of the senses. Yes, it is basically by your own effort. Yes. Your own effort of dropping this attachment to the objects of the senses, dropping this attachment to the chitter chatter in the mind about the objects of the senses, dropping the attachment in the intellect, that is also chitter chatter, about the objects of senses. Yeah? Letting go of the ego and going beyond that, transcending even the ego, and being established in this Mahad is Mahad Kripa Eva. Yes, it happens by your self-effort and of course the grace of the divine or grace of the Mahad. Yeah? There's a second aspect to that, not only grace of the Mahad, Bhagavad Kripa, Leshad Va. Also a tiny bit grace of the divine. Yeah? The divine is not somebody again sitting up in the clouds. Yes, it is that same principle, that which is beyond the Mahad, which is a part of each one of us. At the core, we are the same. Yes, the grace of that will help you find a love that is devoid of pain. And where do you get the grace of the divine? Is it available in Walmart? No. It is in the company of the people that have established themselves in the Mahad. In the Mahad. Yeah? Only a person who has happiness can give you happiness, right? Only a person that has love can give you love. A person who has just misery will only throw out misery at others, correct? Only a rich man can give you money, not a poor man. Yes, just like that. Only a person who is established in this Mahad can give you that direction towards the Mahad, can give you the map that will take you to the Mahad. Yeah. Can share with you the peace and the joy experienced by being established in the Mahad. And who is such a person? An enlightened one, yeah? A holy man, a saint, a guru. He is the one that can take you there because he already has been there. Yeah? We are also very lucky to have a master. Very few people in this world even think about spirituality. They are so lost in the material world of the five senses, they are enjoying themselves. Yes, they do not see a need to search for a higher purpose in life. Very few people really look for a higher purpose and move towards the path of spirituality. And then amongst those few that actually move on this path, very, very few even find a guru. And from the lucky ones that find a guru, how many even follow the guru? Yes, you see what I'm saying? A Mahatma might be available to you, but you keep getting lost in the world of five senses. You will not be able to utilize the grace of the divine that is flowing on you. Yes. How can one utilize the grace? Only if your patrata is there, only if you can contain it. Yeah? If your vessel is facing upwards, then only can the grace fill it up. If your vessel is turned upside down, how much ever grace flows from the top, will your vessel be able to contain it? No, na? You see what I'm saying? We have a guru. The guru's grace is flowing on us. Now all we need to do is become a patra, yeah? A worthy vessel, a vessel whose mouth is open upwards in the correct direction to receive this grace. And how will your vessel face in the correct direction? By that effort of withdrawing from the sense objects to the senses, to the mind, to the intellect, to the ego, and then go even beyond the ego and be established in the Mahad. Gurudev is paving the path for us. He cut the trees, he pulled out the weeds, he cleared the path through this heavy jungle. Yes. He is now leading you on that path. All you have to do is walk. Yes. The company of the divine is what will open up the gates of grace for you. So, Mukhyatastu Mahad Kripa Eva. By the Kripa of the Mahad. This is the first and foremost technique, or the most prominent or the most useful technique. And this Mahad can be obtained only by being in the company of the Mahatma, of the Guru, of the Saint. Yes? And by the grace of the divine, Bhagavad kripa, leshadva. Leshad is just a tiny bit is required of the grace of the divine. The rest is all your effort. Yeah. Now, this Mahad, its sangastu means its company is durlabho, is not found very easily. Yeah, like I just described to you, so many come to the Guru, but how many can actually follow the path laid down by the Guru? Yeah. So that company of the Guru being difficult is not that the Guru is unavailable. I am so unavailable to follow the Guru. I am so lost in this world that I have made myself unavailable to follow that beautiful spiritual path paved by my Guru. Yes. I have made it difficult, not the Guru. So, Mahad Sangastu Durlabho. It is difficult to get the company of the Mahat, of the Guru, or of the divine souls or the saints. And it is agamayo. What is agamayo? It's not understandable. Why? Because we understand from mind and intellect. No? It is beyond the mind, it is beyond the intellect, and it is beyond the ego even. Yes? So it gets a little difficult to comprehend it from the intellect because it comes from beyond the intellect. Yeah? That is why it is not easily understandable by the intellect. Gurudev gave you a few stories, no? Yeah? That a guru would make you do something and then after some time would tell you to do exactly the opposite. And you cannot comprehend from this intellect, why is he telling me to do exactly the opposite? Yeah? But it is all for your own good. It is beyond the intellect. It is coming from the space of the Mahat, which is beyond the intellect and beyond the mind and beyond the ego even. Yes? From that space of Mahat, when you receive something, just accept it as the grace of the divine and just follow it. You are lucky to even receive such a blessing. Not everybody can receive this. Yeah? Agamayo, not understandable, not easily understood. And the third is amoghascha. Amoghascha means it will leave you totally amazed. It's just fantastic. It's indescribable. Yeah, you're just amazed at it. Weren't you amazed the first time you did your Sudarshan Kriya? Yeah? That was like, wow. I can feel like this. This awesome feeling also exists without any drugs, without any alcohol, without getting high on any external stimulant. Wow, this is so amazing. Yes, very few and lucky people can experience something amoghascha, which is undescribable, which is amazing. Yes, so Mahat Sangastu, the company of the Mahat, is Durlabho, is difficult because of us, not because of the Guru. Yeah? It is agamayo, it is not understandable by your intellect, and it is amoghascha, it is amazing, indescribable, fantastic. Yeah? So now you have learned the process of Namah. You might say, oh, I have been on this path of spirituality for such a long time and it has not been happening. Why has it not been happening? I have been making efforts, I have been listening to all the talks, I have been practicing my pranayam, my Sudarshan Kriya. I have been doing my Surya Namaskars. It's been so many years. I've done all the advanced courses and all. And I've been running after Guruji. And why is it not happening? So, here Narada tells us the next sutra. Labhyat api trat kripaya va. Even if you find it, it is by the grace. Yes? Not by your doing something. Yes? So this is like a big blow. Oh really? If I don't do anything, will I still find it? No. Yeah? It's like a shake hand requires two people to stretch out their hands and shake. Correct? If only one hand comes, can the shake be complete? If just another hand comes, is the shake complete? Two are required for this shake hand to be complete. Correct? Yes. So you cannot say the person who stretched his hand out first cannot say, oh, it happened because I did something. I stretched out my hand first. No. You cannot take the credit of the shake hand. Yes. You stretch your hand out first. Yes. When it is your time, the grace of the divine will flow and the shake hand will be complete. Yes. From your side, you make your efforts. Yes, effort is not just doing your pranayam, kriya, etc. Or effort is not just running after Gurudev. Effort is done on actually applying this knowledge to this mind which goes on wah, 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 wah all the time. Effort is actually on silencing that intellect and showing it the right spiritual path. Effort is actually on controlling these senses that go out and latch onto the sense objects. That is effort. You see what I'm saying? Meditation, kriya, pranayam calm you down so much so that you can absorb this knowledge and start making this effort at the level of the senses, at the level of the mind and at the level of the intellect. But if you just sit and meditate, you are hopping on one foot. How far can you get? And if you just listen to the scriptures and not meditate, again you are hopping on one foot. How far can you get? Not too far, correct? To get far, you need two legs. Then only can you really run fast. What does that mean? You need both meditation to calm the mind down, to bring it to a level where it can absorb the knowledge and then give it the knowledge also. Then when it gets the knowledge, it is calm and quiet enough, the ego is low enough for it to apply the knowledge. Then you start running. Otherwise you're just hopping. Yes, you're not going to get too far. So from your side, that is the effort you have to apply. Yeah? Begin the process of Nama. Till the doors of Mahad, you have to keep doing your process. Yes? It is the process of stretching out the hand to the point where you can see that the next hand will come. Yes? That is the door of the Mahad. Being in the company of the enlightened one means being in the knowledge that this enlightened one has given to you. Then after a while the grace of the divine starts flowing and this shake hand is complete. And that shake hand is enlightenment. That shake hand is the love devoid of pain. That love that you are looking for. Yes, And this happens only by the grace, not by you coming into doership, oh, I did it. Yes. Why? Because tasmin tajjane bhed abhava. Because there is no difference between you and the Mahad, you and that self or the soul. You are one. There is no gap there. Yes, the divine loves you, but the divine is waiting outside the door. Your doors are closed. It's just saying, open the door, I will enter. Yes, the divine does not see a difference between you and it. You are the divine, but you have closed the door. You have not stretched your hand out first. Yes, stretch out your hand, and that handshake will happen. That is the only thing worth striving for in life. Tadeva sadhyatam. Tadeva sadhyatam. Sadhyatam is to look for something, is to want something, is to strive to attain something. If there is anything worth striving, it is that. It is that. It is that only. Yes, there is really nothing else worth striving for in life. Yeah. Homework number 1 for you. Start this process of Nama. Going within, going towards that Mahad. You have to shake hands with the Mahad. You start the journey first. Yes. After you come to the Mahad and make a practice of being established in the center, away from the objects of the senses, away from the mind, away from the intellect, even transcending the ego, when you are in that space of silence and space of love, the grace of the divine will flow. If there is anything worth striving, it is only that. Yeah? And homework number 2, be grateful you have a master. We take the presence of Gurudev for granted. Tonight, when you sleep, experience the gratitude within. Yeah? Feel grateful for having such a master who has paved the way for you to reach the Mahad. Do not stop. The path may be long, but we have him. Yeah? He is holding our hand. Keep walking with him. Keep walking with the divine. Keep walking with the Guru. Charit veti, charit veti. Keep moving, keep moving. The path is long. The path is beautiful, and the path has been paved by the divine himself. Keep walking, and I will meet you on this path again next week. Until then, Jai Gurudev.